U-Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
From Scotiabank Center in Halifax, Nova Scotia, it is day 2 of the 2026 U-Sports University Cup on CBC Gem, presented to you by the fine folks at Steel Mazda. Peter Ruttgazer alongside Kevin Fixby. We had 2 outstanding hockey games yesterday, and we're expecting to have 2 massive games here today. Quarterfinals 3 and 4. Kevin, what did you like about the 2 games that we witnessed here in Halifax?
Well, Peter, I got to tell you, if you like hockey, this is the place to be here in Halifax. We had 2 exciting games from start to finish throughout 60 minutes in both yesterday. We had the Mount Royal Windsor game where at one point Windsor was up by 2 goals, and Mount Royal closed the gap by pulling the goalie and bringing it to within 1. And now Windsor's advancing to the semifinals, and MRU players are going back home to study for exams. In the second game, we had the WWE SmackDown. It was probably one of the most physical contests I've seen in any hockey league this year between St. Mary's and Saskatchewan. At one point, Saskatchewan had a 3-0 lead. St. Mary's had a 3-0 lead. Saskatchewan closed that gap, and the game went into overtime, and St. Mary's came away the victor.
Who are the 2 players you're going to spotlight for this game here this afternoon, Kevin?
Well, there's 2 players. The first one is Mika Sear. Mika Sear is the captain of the Moncton Blue Eagles. Mika Sear was this year's first-team All-Star and Player of the Year in Canadian University Hockey. A former Quebec Major Junior player and a leader on his team.
And Mika Sear, what a career he's had playing U Sports. And the other player that you want to spotlight is Zach Gravel.
The reason I picked Zach Gravel is we don't often signal a player who's an unsung player. Zach Gravel plays on the 4th line for UQTR, and it was Zach Gravel's line that scored the goal in double overtime to beat Windsor to advance UQTR to come here as the OUA champion. And Zach Gravel's the smallest guy on his line at 6'3".
So we got a great game lined up for you. Moncton taking on Trois-Rivières. Back with more right here on CBC Gem.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Or better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients. And better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Halifax. We continue on with more of the 2026 University Cup. And let's give you the starting goaltenders for this contest here this afternoon between Moncton and UQTR. And here are the puck stoppers for this afternoon's game. And there you see Olivier Adam. Look at those numbers there. They're sparkling for a regular season. .922 save percentage. And William Grimard for the Patriots. There you see the officials getting ready for this one. Stewart, Murray are the referees. Grenier and Lapointe are the linesmen for this game. So two teams, Kevin, with kind of similar styles.
What we're going to see here today is a graduate game in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League. You're going to have fast-paced hockey, you're going to have a really high-intensity hockey, and you're going to see a lot of neutral zone transition from both of these teams.
So here we go. Quarterfinal number 3, and we are underway from the Scotiabank Center. Rafano Mitsansoa, he gets it across. Here's LaFrance, he's a dangerous player. Number 71 for the Patriots. Down in low now, LaFrance, he gets canceled out by Peltier. This is Denis Tonner, an undersized defenseman, but very skilled. Pass 2, over for Mika Cyr. Cyr now trying to blaze a trail down the wall. Rafano Mitsansoa cancels him out. And now Trois-Rivières trying to break out of their own zone. Fournette. Connor Fournette takes a shot. No problems right there for Olivier Adam, and he'll drop it down and they'll continue to play. This Trois-Rivières team this season, an outstanding campaign, 25-3-0, 43 points for first place in the OUA East. They were first overall in the conference. Gauthier behind his net. Fans on the pass attempt. Got closed down. And now here's Edouard Cournoyer, the former Quebec Rampart. Hold up shot behind the net here. So far we're seeing two teams just kind of playing it, conservatively, I guess you could say.
Yeah, right now we're seeing a little bit of tic-tac-toe, and we're watching them feel each other out at the start of the game.
Monroe Boucher sends it to the net. Loose puck. And now Haché, he gathers it up. Goes cross-ice. Jacob trying to turn the corner. Takes a hot shot right there. And Grimard, he might have got a piece of that one. As soon as I said that, now the play's opened up a bit. Moncton making a change. Patriots trying to find a way to get the puck out of the zone. They turn it over behind the net. Out into the slot. Doucette was right there, couldn't handle it. Here's Peltier with a shot right on. And that's squeezed by Grimard, and then one of his defensemen kind of bumped him. He seems to be okay.
Well, off this play, the shot from the point comes, and the Moncton player skates through looking for a rebound, and it's actually the UQTR player that takes out Grimard. And that's not what you want to have, a miscue like that at the start of the game, and you rattle your own goaltender.
UQTR, they beat the Ottawa GGs in 2 straight games, outscored them 9-2 in that series, beat Queens 2-1, lost game number 1, 5-3, and then beat Windsor in the Queens Cup. They were down 3-0 around the halfway point of that first period, and they came back. Gadet had 2 goals, including the overtime winner. Moncton on the forecheck here. Patriots, they get it to center ice. Here's Zach Gravel. He'll dump it down in the corner. He's got some help there with Cloutier. Cloutier now cancels out his man. Gravel, he'll play it to the far side. Bosk is there, kept in by Susi. Rink wide pass, the big, tall defenseman here. Here's Peltier on his backhand, showing some great hands. Gets away from the check. Thomas Pelche still on it. Plays it back to the point. There's a shot in front. And a swing and a miss, as that was Bastarache. Rossier, he'll weave back inside his own zone. Approaching the 3-minute mark now of this first period. No score between the Aigles Bleus and the Patriots. Two French-Canadian teams looking to punch their ticket into the semifinals. Here's Mika Sear in over the line, and that's going to be offside.
The first period is brought to you by IMP Solutions and Lenovo.
Well, here we have a look at Coach Derek Cormier, the head coach of the Moncton Blue Eagles. They're in their third consecutive appearance here at the U Sport University Cup, and they're still looking for their first win. Derek Cormier also not only coaches in U Sport, but is a former player with the University of New Brunswick Reds.
And he had a fantastic career in Europe. He played in Germany, Italy. Had a chance to talk to him about his career. He had 17, 18 years in Europe, and he was a real good hockey player during his time. And that puck goes out. We have another stoppage.
And now we're going to have a look at Coach Marc-Etienne Hubert. Marc-Etienne's got the University of Quebec at Trois-Rivières team here for the 6th time. They've been in the final a number of times. He's won the University Cup as a coach, and he's won it as a player. In 2002, I had the pleasure of watching him score a goal in double overtime to give the UQTR Patriots one of their 5 University Cups.
Former 9th-round pick of the Phoenix Coyotes back in 1996. Done a great job with this program. Here's Cornwallier. Plays it over. Monroe Boucher down this right side. Takes a shot. That stopped right there by Adam, as he sealed things off on the post. DeLorme plays it back to the point. And there's a glove save. No problems there for Adam. Just a reminder, we've got the Women's U Sport Championships going on in Waterloo, and you can get your tickets. And apparently there was a fantastic game played last night in this tournament. And we'll try to keep you updated on what's going on in that women's tournament. Face off to the left now of Olivier Adam. And they'll try this all over again.
We haven't seen a lot of physicality so far at the start of this game through the first 4 minutes, but both these teams have some big physical players.
And this Moncton team on the back end, other than Denny Toner, everybody is over 6 feet. Palat, he'll play it out to center ice. This is Gauthier. He'll lob that puck in, far side corner. Pelche looks over his shoulder for the oncoming traffic. Doucette, he goes rink wide. Jacob tries to get it to Massey, and Massey takes a hit, as that was Waugh. Pierre-Olivier Waugh comes in there and got a little nasty.
Well, you get the transition there in the neutral zone, then the Moncton player picks up the puck along the boards, and Waugh comes over and decides, hey, maybe it's time we get the physical stuff going.
Let me get my money's worth here. Little shot to the chops, and let's see what's going on here. Coincidentals, so both of them are going off. So Carl Anthony Massey played last season in the Maritime Junior Hockey League with the Edmundston Blizzard, and there you see Waugh, he'll sit off. So this plays right in the hands of both teams here, a little open ice.
Yeah, a lot of skill out there right now and a lot of room to move with the puck.
We got Fournette, an all-Canadian out there, number 61. Rondeau, he got checked off the puck. Back the other way, Lapointe, a partial 2-on-1, a shot. Pad saved by Grimard. And now heading north, this is Connor Fournette. He'll put the brakes on inside the line, finds the man to feed it to. Rafano Mitsonsoa. He'll handle it, plays it up top. Rondeau looking to get it to the net, centered out in front. Nobody there in a orange jersey. Are those jerseys bright enough for you, Kevin?
I'm telling you, I need sunglasses right now to pick up some of the names on the back of those.
1:15 remaining here in 4-on-4 hockey. Here's Hache battling for it in front of the penalty box. Rondeau, he'll take his time. Let's see now if Trois-Rivières can rev it up. In over the line, this is Cornwallis. Cornwallis to the net. He had a player going backdoor. This is Cornwallis again, trying to get around Peltier. Cornwallis still has that puck on his tape. Sends it off the end boards. Monroe Boucher centered it out in front. Bobbles around, and now the Aigles Bleus, they get it to center ice. Boutin had the lasso on Hache. No call there. In over the line. O'Shea takes a shot. That went wide. Doucette now on his horse. He'll blaze a trail down that far side flank. Try to get it into the corner. He got checked. Patriots now, they'll take their time, try to work it out of the zone. Out from behind the net they come. Gauthier goes cross ice. This is O'Shea again. Back to 5-on-5. Centered out in front. Great chance there for Waugh. Penalty coming up against Moncton. This is Gauthier. Extra attacker on there. Fournette with the shot and a glove save by Olivier Adam. Let's take a look at this penalty.
Well, you got Auger coming down the left side, and he centers the puck across in front of the crease here. But you've got Burnett coming back on, or Doucette coming back on him, and he's holding him. And then any time you get a stick parallel on a player like that, that's going to be a penalty. And these officials, one of the things are, if you're a young official out there coming up, you want to keep your eye on these guys, because these are the best of the best in our country, and they've done an outstanding job through our first 3 games of this tournament.
That's not an easy job being an official in any league. Centered in front, a chance for Baudouin. Big number 79. Watch for him. He could be a key factor in this game. Got a lot of size and got a lot of snarl in his game. Got this UQTR team. Their power play so far in the postseason, 22.7%, 5 of 22. Back to the point. Trois-Rivières trying to set things up. Here's Cornwallis. Over to the far side, down low, move it around on the outside. Cornwallis, that skipped on him, has to take it on the boards, has to be careful as he had Mika Sear bearing down on him. Puck comes out of the zone. 1:11 now remaining in the man advantage for the Patriots. This is Baudouin. Had problems handling it down low. And now Malte over to Sear, and Sear will just skyhook that one down the ice. So far, everything on the outside here for Trois-Rivières.
Yeah, Trois-Rivières, well, give credit to the Moncton Blue Eagles for keeping that high, potent power play of Trois-Rivières to the outside and not giving them anything. But so far, we've seen at both ends, they're not afraid to go through the blue paint when there's a shot coming from the point and create some havoc for the goaltenders.
Final minutes and so over here from Monroe Boucher. Good opportunity, but that was spotted all the way by Adam. Sent down the ice. Time winding down in this man advantage here for the Patriots. Dumoulin. Monroe Boucher, he's been all over it here in the early going of this one. Centered out front, loose puck, they score! That puck laid in the blue, and it's Kassim Cadet. He scored 2 goals in that Queen's Cup victory, and he gets the opener right here for Trois-Rivières.
Well, what you see is a foot race for the puck, and the puck gets left there. It gets cleared across the front of the crease, and it just sits there. Cadet comes out, he sees the puck open, he just takes a swipe at it, and it goes right through the goaltender's legs. Great play on that by Monroe Boucher to get in there and tie up the defenseman and leave that puck open for him to come in and pick it up.
As soon as Cadet saw that puck in the blue, he just pounced on it. And it's 1-0 for Trois-Rivières. And for Kassim Cadet, that's his 3rd goal of the postseason. See if Moncton can come back with a quick reply here. Moncton, they lost the AUS final to UMB in 3 games. They won the opener. And it looked like they were on their way to winning an AUS title. Didn't happen, and now they're trying to redeem themselves here in Halifax. Out to center ice, puck dumped in by the Patriots. Turcotte on his horse. Turcotte disrupts that play behind the net. He'll play it back to the point. Moving in, Rafano Mitsotsoa centers it out in front. And now Denny Tonnerre trying to get the puck out of the zone. Played to an open side here. Baudouin's there. He takes a heavy hit. And now gobbled up by Boss. Will Boss. All kinds of room in the neutral zone. He'll dump that puck in. He wants to get after it on the forecheck. Puck loose behind the net. Trois-Rivières, they'll skate it out of harm's way. Approaching the halfway point of the first period. Patriots up by a count of 1-0 if you're just joining us. Kassim Cadet getting the marker. Both teams making changes here now. Patriots trying to set things up here. This is Rafano Mitsotsoa. Born in France, went to a Memorial Cup with Shawinigan. He'll start out, one-man breakout to center ice. He'll dump the puck in. Adam plays it behind the net. He goes around the dasher. Astu looking to go rink wide, and now this is Lapointe. Lapointe, a high shot, no problems there for Grimard. So UQTR, they've got a 1-0 lead here in the first period of play, as that was Cadet right on the doorstep. Back with more in Halifax right after this.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ici-tout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
So one of the officials for today's quarterfinal game is Troy Murray, and he's no stranger to the spotlight. This year alone, he officiated at the World Juniors, and now here he is doing the University Cup. But his wife, Sienna, is also a high-level official. She's not only a regular in the PWHL, she was one of the 2 referees at the women's gold medal game in Milano Cortina. A husband and wife referee couple.
A fabulous job.
As we said, it is a difficult job, regardless of what level of hockey it's at. I wouldn't want to do it. Here's Malte, he takes a heavy hit. Patriots getting on it here. Up 1-0. Dumoulin's in there. He got wallpapered by Malte. Loose puck, Cadet jumps on it. Cadet, Monroe Boucher, they play catch behind the net, centered out in front. Lapointe can't clear it. Dumoulin back on the puck again. In the corner, try to get around Malte. That's difficult to do. He's got quite the reach and quite the size. Once again, Patriots on the bike, getting the cycle going. Rossier, he'll just lob that to center ice. Dumped in by Rondeau, and he'll head off on a change. 8:36 remaining in the first. 1-0 is the score for Trois-Rivières, and a goal by Kassim Cadet. Gauthier, king down off the blue line. Here's Turcotte in the corner, gets some help, excuse me. Cornwallier. There's a shot right on. Pat saved by Adam. Behind the net. Patriots really tilting the ice here on the Aigles Bleus. Here's Cornwallier again through traffic. That got blocked. And now this is Doucette He takes a heavy hit as Wa's got a burr under his saddle here today. Auger, number 72, winds it up, gets around 2 Aigles Bleus players. Still has it, dumps it in the corner. Doucette couldn't handle that puck cleanly. And right now, Kevin, you're seeing this Trois-Rivières team just imposing their will on Moncton.
Well, they've really picked up their pace since their first goal by Gaudette. And what you're seeing right now is they love getting that puck down low, cycling out of the corner and attacking the net.
This is Arsenault. Look out. There's Pilat. Stepped up on him. And that's going to be an icing call against the Aigles Bleus. So on Sunday, the big enchilada, the big kahuna, the final of the 2026 University Cup. And take your pick who the two teams going to be. It could be anybody.
I think it's way too early to pick right now. These games are just too exciting. And there's too much on the line for these guys. Every game's a Stanley Cup game right now.
Face-off won by Trois-Rivières. Fournette has to go off as his helmet came off. There's Pilat, number 2. He's in there deep for the Patriots. Off the glass by Moncton, out of the zone. Moncton, they have to tag up. Boutin. LaFrance, east-west pass. Monroe Boucher, he has just been like a cannon here so far this afternoon. There's a shot right there by Collette. That got blocked. That took a chunk out of Baudouin. Puck dumped in. A little bit of shenanigans going on between the benches. Pilat, D to D. Denny Tonnerre in over the line. Moncton trying to get some zone time here. They haven't had a lot. Shots on net 8-3 in favor of Trois-Rivières. And play is whistled down.
You know, the one thing, Peter, we were looking yesterday at the shot clock, and we had the Mount Royal game yesterday with Windsor, and the shot clock game was one-sided. Then by the end of the game, it was almost even.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that again today. The one thing that you've got to watch out for right now is the penalties for too many men on the ice. We had the same thing yesterday where the guys were getting mixed up at their changes, and there's jostling between the two benches. So if someone going off gets a little bump, someone comes on, you might have a too many men called because of those messy changes right now.
Off the face-off draw, there's Pelche. Takes a shot and off somebody's paraphernalia. And now play whistled down. And we'll get a neutral zone face-off here.
You know, Peter, it's really interesting to have these two teams on the ice today, because today is the International Journée de la Francophonie. So all the French-speaking countries around the world, this is their international day. And we've got the Université of Québec, Patriotes de Trois-Rivières contre les Aigles Bleus de Moncton. What a great day here in Halifax.
Two real good teams, two teams that have similar styles, as we mentioned. Look in the neutral zone, Bastarache, he takes a hit. Pelche lugs that puck, but can't get it on over the blue line. Gauthier off the glass out to center ice. Toner hacks at it. Bastarache weaves his way in the neutral zone. Boilard didn't get a touch on that, number 11. That's going to be icing. And this Moncton team, what a great season they had this year. 19-9-1-1. And there you see Derek Cormier named Coach of the Year at U Sports. Beat Acadia in their first round series 3-0. And as I mentioned, lost to UMB in the Battle of New Brunswick 2-1. And Coach Cormier has really turned this program around over the last few seasons. There's Pelche. Denny Toner. Right on Grimard. He decides, no, I'm not going to play it, going to freeze it.
You know, you mentioned Coach Cormier turning the program around. This is their third consecutive appearance at the University Cup. And when you come in as a new coach and you're rebuilding a youth sport program, to get to the University Cup and to stay there only allows you to do a better job because the recruits start coming to you after that. Yeah. They want to play in a winning program.
Yeah, it makes recruiting, I would imagine, a lot easier. Offensive zone face-off here now for Moncton. Rondeau, plenty of time, plays it along the flank. And over the line is Gadet. Gadet has been a playoff killer for Trois-Rivières. Gadet in that corner. Gets canceled out. This is Lapointe. Cross ice, couldn't hook up there with Dastu. You got Lapointe, Dastu, and Mika Sear out there. And now three abreast in over the line now for Trois-Rivières. This is Dumoulin to the net. They score! Baudouin went to the net, put the stick to the ice, and it's a 2-0 lead for UQTR.
Well, this play actually develops coming through the neutral zone where the defenseman carries the puck up to the side, and Baudouin sees Dumoulin driving to the front of the net. And just like yesterday's game-winning goal in overtime, drive to the front of the net with your stick down, let the puck find you, but get it in behind the defender where you had that opportunity to score. And that's exactly what we just saw from the UQTR Patriots.
Fourth goal of the postseason for Baudouin. He had 10 goals during the regular season. Big body forward, third-year player. And it's now a 2-0 lead for the Patriots. And they got to feel somewhat comfortable here. 4:39 remaining in the first period. And they're up.
Well, that gives them a little bit of breathing room right now. Both teams came out tentative at the beginning. And again, we're going to look at this goal. What a beautiful pass out from the corner and a drive to the net with the stick down. Let the puck find the stick.
Baudouin definitely did that. And it's now a 2-0 lead here. Moncton gonna have to try to figure some things out. Need to get an attack going. Only 4 shots on net. This is Baudouin out of the corner. Baudouin still has it on his tape. Looking for an option. Try to get it towards the net. That got blocked by Arsenault. And now floated out to center ice. Edouard Cournoyer. He's had a strong game so far. He'll float it around. Gauthier takes his time. No pressure whatsoever here. And the Patriots easily move that puck down the ice. That got tipped. No icing. Jump on a loose puck in the corner. There's Susi, another big forward out there for the Patriots. Coming out of the corner now. That's Cloutier. There's a shot by Boutin. Loose puck. Off to the side. They score! Zach Gravel. Off to the side of the net, and he puts it away, and it's now 3-0 for the Patriots.
This play starts as a nothing dump on the net, and then we see Cloutier in front just pounce on that rebound.
I beg my pardon, it was Cloutier, not Gravel.
And Cloutier's in the front of the net battling with that defenseman. He just gets pushed to the right side, and the puck just gets by, and he's got his stick there. I tell you, the one thing about the University of Quebec Trois-Rivières Patriots, they're a high, potent offensive team.
And they've got themselves a 3-0 lead here. And they have just been after it all afternoon long here in this first period. So 2 goals in 85 seconds. Yeah, their motor's been high here in this period.
Yeah, and what they really like to do is get the puck in deep and win the corners and then put the puck out in front of the net. We talked earlier about both teams not being afraid to play in the blue paint, and we've just seen those 2 goals in the 80 seconds, both coming from in close on top of the goaltender.
So face off to the right of Adam Off the draw, another opportunity right there for the Patriots, as that was Auger. And, you know, at this time of year, winning faceoffs is so key. Right now, Trois-Rivières, they're doing that.
Yeah, that's key, especially in the offensive zone. And, you know, right now what you see is Trois-Rivières starting to rev it up. They didn't practice when they got here because they came straight from a really difficult victory in Windsor. They decided to rest the team knowing that if they won today, they'd move tomorrow and hope to play 3 games in 3 days.
Yeah, at this point in time, rest is so important.
It's critical right now.
Patriots in there once again. Arsenal got it around the boards. That's 2, he couldn't handle it. And you just seem to think when you're watching right now that Moncton, they're just a step behind. Puck sent in by Rafano Mitsunsoa. Goes to the far side. Mika Sear is there. He'll play it off the end boards. Mercier. His pass can't connect there with Lapointe. Rafano Mitsunsoa. He'll play it up along the boards. And then scooped out of the zone. Here's Monroe Boucher. He's been moving his feet here this afternoon. Boucher with a shot from up top. That got blocked. Here's a breakaway opportunity. Doucette moving in on his backhand. And that puck knocked off the stick. And what have we got?
We're going to the penalty
shot coming up. And it looked like Doucette was home and cooled.
Well, this play actually develops late, deep in the neutral zone, and then Doucette picks up the errant puck, and he's breaking in on the goalie, and the UQTR player has no other decision but to try and pull him down, and Gauthier does just that. Now we're going to the penalty shot. This is a really pivotal point right now for Moncton. Let's see who's going to take the shot for them.
So Doucette will take it. Doucette, 2 goals in 3 postseason games. So here he goes. He'll take his time down this left side. Doucette moves in on Grimard, and no problems there for Grimard.
Well, you know, Peter, as you said, Doucette starts out pretty slow. He goes from the right to the left, then he drops down, and then he decides from that point he's going to take the shot, and he guessed wrong. Grimard got the leg out on it easily. He saw the puck coming all the way. Well, Moncton was looking for a turning point right there, and it looks like Grimard has given his team the advantage again, a little bit more confidence going into the last 2 minutes of this period.
So it remains 3-0 for Trois-Rivières. And you always wonder on these penalty shots, maybe going with speed.
Yeah, well, it's changed. There's so much skill out in the ice right now that the guys like to play with the puck and tease the goalie a little bit.
Hacked at out of the zone by Trois-Rivières, and that puck goes out of play with 1:58 remaining in the first period of play. And there's one of the goal scorers, Kassim Gadet. And, you know, every postseason there's 1 or 2 guys that might play in that bottom 6, might be a third-pairing defenseman that always shines come playoff time.
Yeah, well, it's funny when you look at that line, the fourth line, and I don't know if you can call them a fourth line. 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and they're scoring big goals for the Patriots this season.
It's Massey trying to get on the nerves of Gadet on that far side. And the linesman had just about enough of that. Massey with that grin. Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And Gadet kind of played to the edge a little bit, I guess.
A little easier when you're leading 3-0.
Yeah. And over the line, here comes the Aigles Bleus. Love to get something on the board here before this frame comes to an end. Boutin plays it down that far side, and I don't think that was tipped, and that's going to be an icing call. 1:26 remaining here in the first. Let's show the folks all 3 goals here in this first period, excuse me.
Our first 2 goals developed from plays down low. That's just a puck, an errant puck that gets squirted out in front, and Gauthier taps it home in behind the goalie. And then we have the second one where it's a beautiful drive. The defenseman carries the puck wide, throws it out in front of the net, and it's a tip in. And then the third one's a scramble. There's a bump in front of the net, puck comes out, and he tips it home.
So 3 love here for the Patriots. Moncton trying to hold the line. They're successful. Here's Mika Cyr. That's 2 in there battling with Gauthier. Comes out dangerously out in front, but Gadet's there by himself. He gets double teamed and almost thrown into his own bench. Deflected in the zone. Rafano Mitsunsoa can't clear it. And right there to help him out is LaFrance. His pass goes off the back of Baudouin. 45 seconds now remaining in this first period. It's been all Patriots so far. Drouin gets a pass over there. Hache, he gets wallpapered into the end boards. 2-on-2 battle going on there. Comes back now. There's a shot that gets deflected and goes out of play. So 16.9 seconds remaining, and I would think that Coach Cormier is going to have to go into the dressing room and devise a new plan here.
Well, I think he's going to go in and just tell his players to settle down and get back to what brought them here. Like, they haven't been able to get out of the gate so far, and UQTR is just putting a lot of pressure in zone on them, and it just their breakouts aren't very crisp right now, and they're fighting to find the puck.
Time winding down in this period. Kept in by Pelche. He's had a strong opening period, number 14, along the blue line for Moncton. And that's going to do it. And now we got some pushing and shoving. And I think you have a very frustrated Moncton team here. As I mentioned earlier on, they seem to be, slow a couple of steps in this first period.
Yeah, they haven't found their legs so far. It's almost like they got bus legs. And, when you're watching them right now, they've got to find a way to get a spark, to create something, to get their offense going right now.
Okay, so Patriots go to the dressing room with a 3-0 lead. Let's send it over now to Max Jolicoeur.
Vous allez avoir Kassim Godet. We'll have Kassim Godet as our guest in the intermission. Bonjour Kassim, est-ce que tu m'entends bien?
Oui, très bien, merci.
Kassim, écoute, je ne sais pas ce que tu as mangé dernièrement, mon ami, mais un but pour donner le titre ontarien à ton équipe et là, un but aux championnats nationaux. Comment est-ce que tu analyses cette première période de ton côté et de ton équipe aussi?
Je pense qu'on a eu une bonne première période. Je pense qu'on a mis beaucoup de lancers au filet, puis on ne se complique pas la vie. Puis on met des bacs en arrière de défenseurs, puis c'est ça qui a porté fruit en première.
Vous avez une grosse semaine à Windsor, autobus à Trois-Rivières, ensuite à Halifax. Comment est-ce que vous avez fait pour justement prendre soin de votre corps, là, bien prêt pour cette première période? Au niveau physique, on voit que vous êtes vraiment prêt. Là.
On a mis de l'avant notre récupération. Dès notre match après à Windsor, on s'est couché tôt, on a bien récupéré, puis on était prêt malgré le voyagement aujourd'hui.
Là, plusieurs vont dire 3-0, c'est la pire avance à avoir au hockey. C'est quoi la clé pour vous là, en deuxième période et en troisième période?
Je pense qu'il faut pas slow down. Je pense qu'il faut rester dans notre identité. Puis ça va être la clé pour le reste du match.
Kassim, un gros merci et puis bonne chance en deuxième période.
Merci à toi.
It was Cassim Gaudet from the Patriotes de l'UQTR saying that they had a really busy week. They were in Windsor on Sunday, came back to Trois-Rivières, packed up, took the plane here in Halifax. They were the only team not practicing on practice day here. They took the day off. A lot of people were questioning that, but they were saying it was fine. So we'll take a quick break. 3-0 for the Patriots against the Aigles Bleus. 3-0 la marque pour les Patriotes contre Moncton. You're watching U Sports on CBC Sports and 2.TV.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine. Parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles. Des athlètes de grand talent. Des sports de haut niveau. Tout ça sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est simple et gratuit sur ici-tout.tv.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick. It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores! Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Beginning a program at University is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Halifax. The Patriots, they've been all over it in that first period as they lead this one by a score of 3-0 over the Aigles Bleus. Moncton Aigles Bleus rookie forward Jeremy Dastou, he's just been outstanding. He's formed some great chemistry with All-Canadian Mika Sear. Right now, he'll spend a couple of minutes with number 19.
My name is Jeremy Dastou. I'm 21 years old and I'm studying in physical education at the University of Moncton. Yeah, it was a great season for me. You know, all the coaching staff and the teammates were great for me, so that's helped me very much. That's a French university, a very good program with a good coaching staff. and great players, so I'm really proud to be there. Yeah, there's a lot of great team here, so try our best, work hard. We know we have a good team, so it's just to work hard. My father always bring me at the outdoor ring when I was like 4 years old, so I just keep pushing like that, and I love the sport too. I'm an offensive guy with nice skills. I can pass the pucks, I can shoot it too. So yeah, there's some big day, so you need to work hard in everything you do at school and at party. Yeah, he's a great leader and a great teammate too. I try to learn him by his example on the ice and off the ice, and that's it. I know some fans from Moncton's coming there, so I think this is a great tournament for us.
Partout au Canada, c'est une histoire qui se répète, née d'un amour pour un sport qui nous rassemble. Des patinoires du coin à la scène mondiale, nous avançons ensemble. Avec chaque foulée, chaque arrêt et chaque rêve qui habite toute fille qui choisit le hockey. Parce que tous ces coups de patin nous propulsent. 1, 2, 3, Canada! Ensemble, vers l'avant.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
This isn't about just showing up. It's about what you're willing to give. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself. The work that matters, it happens long before anyone's watching. But it's never done alone. And when it gets hard, this team's behind you. Because the biggest victories, they're the ones that we earn together.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Or better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients. And better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
U-Sports on CBC, presented by l'U-Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada. Nike, Fox 40, Theraburn Medical Supply, Les Bag Baron Rings, BioSteel, APAR, and by Steel Mazda.
There you see beautiful Halifax, Nova Scotia, and it's a beautiful situation for UQTR. They have a 3-0 lead over the Aigles Bleus. And let's show you the numbers after 20 minutes of play, and it's been all Patriots.
Yeah, and if you take a look even at the block shots, it's been Patriots, and that's one of the reasons they're leading on the shot clock. They're not letting the puck penetrate in the goalie. They got 16 block shots above the circle so far in the first period.
And they seem to have a little bit of a step on Moncton. As we'll take a look at some highlights here. And Moncton, you know, they really didn't generate a lot.
No, they've had a hard time. Trois-Rivières kept them onto the outside of the ice. And as little as physical play as we've had so far in terms of open ice hitting, there's been a lot of pushing and shoving and statements made down in the corners along the boards. And we've had 2 or 3 really crucial hits. One of them led to a goal by Godet on UQTR, where the puck is developed, the play's developed off a loose puck in the corner. And then the second goal by UQTR, again, puck comes out of the corner, goal mouth scramble, defenseman pushes the UQTR player towards the puck, and he just lifts it up over the top of goalie Adam. We have one really great play with a neutral zone transition where Doucette gets the puck, and the UQTR player tracking back has to pull him down. And Doucette goes in, he goes wide, he decides to dangle, and Greenmart sees the puck coming all the way, and he gets the leg out on him.
So, Moncton trying to get back into this one. They're down 3-0 to UQTR. We'll be back with more on the other side.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick. It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores! Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks. Just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back to Halifax. Peter Ruckazer alongside Kevin Bixby. And there you see the score 3-0 for the Patriots. And, you know, we had mentioned the fact that when Trois-Rivières got here, they didn't practice. And I'm kind of thinking at this late stage in the season, kind of getting on the ice and practicing might be a little overrated.
Well, you know, the one thing is Marc Etienne-Hubert, the coach for Trois-Rivières, has got experience here as a coach and as a player. He knows most of his players have played in this building, if not all of them, and they didn't need that practice. Rest is the most important thing for them right now.
And they've got themselves a 3-0 lead in Moncton. Let's see what they can do here in this second period. Need to start with one as that puck comes to Adam, and he'll cover up. This marks his third University Cup. And so far in the postseason, 3-2, 2.13 goals against average, and a sparkling .929 save percentage for the Moncton goaltender.
Yeah, and what we saw there, we said that face-offs will be crucial in today's game. UQTR knows Moncton's going to come out hard. They win that opening draw, put the puck in, get a tight race to the goaltender, force the freeze, and get that offensive draw face-off and re-implement their game plan at the start of the period.
And right now, below that goal line, Patriots are winning that battle clearly.
They've won every battle in the offensive zone below the goal line and managing to get the puck out from below the goal line in their own end fairly easily.
This Mika Sear line has got to get going here. Sear with that's two. And he's got Lapointe on that far side flank. So we got a whistle here, 9:27 remaining here in the second.
You know, if you're the UQTR Patriot, you're coming in the second period with a 3-0 lead. You don't need to score the fourth goal right now. What you need to do is make sure that you keep the puck in the offensive zone and force them to play defensive hockey through the second period.
Puck out to center ice now. This is Monroe Boucher. He'll play it off. Right wing side, that puck goes into the near side corner. Here's Gadet. He has one of the goals in this game. Rimmed hard around the boards. Dumoulin is right there. And again, you've got the Patriots on the cycle and giving Moncton all they can handle in their own zone. This is Haché. Over here for Drouin. Monté moves up. Pad save by Gramard. Got that left pad out. And that's probably been the best chance here of the afternoon for the Aigles Bleus. Cornway floats it out to center ice. He'll dump it in. And now both teams making some changes. Arsenault over for Jacob. Jacob over the line now. He'll peel. Tried to get it to Arsenault. Finally comes to him. Arsenault tries to get it to the net. And now this is Doucette. He'll go cross ice, and you're seeing Moncton with a little bit more confidence in their offensive game.
Yeah, they're starting to move the puck a little bit longer and a little bit wider, trying to get in behind the attack of the UQTR Patriots.
Mercier gives it away. They try to center it out in front, and that comes out to neutral ice. Over here now, Collette by himself in the offensive zone as the Aigles Bleus make a change. Pilat, he'll reverse directions, rims it hard around the boards. Nice, nifty redirection there by Auger. In over the line now. This looks dangerous. Auger, as he got the puck poked away from him. Massey, he couldn't get loose. Sent back in by Soucy. He's got a tag up, though. Peltier. He'll backpedal off the boards to neutral ice. Here's Moncton now, trying to work their way towards the net. Massey getting physical. He's been physical all afternoon long for Moncton. Centered out in front. And once again, play broken up by the Patriots. And they've really given Grimard that cover. In over the line. There's a shot that goes wide from Gravel. Another shot by Gravel. And Adam had to be on his P's and Q's there. Now we got a little bit of a takedown there.
Well, Moncton looks like they've come out and they're going to decide that we're going to play a little bit physical and see if they can't try and slow UQTR down. Maybe drag a penalty out of them.
And here's Gravel, and that came right to him off the end boards.
Well, Gravel's the player we wanted to profile because he's a big player in games like today's where there's a lot on the line.
That was Cloutier that got his face kind of raked.
Well, you know, you want to rake Cloutier's face. He's 6'4". You may need to bring a ladder to get there.
Doesn't seem the worse for wear, so got an ozone face-off to the left of Adam. There's Mika Cyr, player of the year in U Sports. Against Fournette. Played back, Fano Mitsunsoa. Over here, LaFrance had a look at it. Rondeau back up top. Fournette couldn't get him the pass back, and it goes right to Grimard. Fano Mitsunsoa slings it off the boards out to center ice. Winning a puck battle is LaFrance. Felix LaFrance in the corner. Got stood up by Malte. Malte lost his footing. Mika Cyr. Let's see if he can rev it up here. Number 24. Hits center ice. Weaves his way in. He'll play it over for LaPointe on this near side. LaPointe sails that one high and wide. Oilard trying to take it to the net. Poked off his stick by Rondeau. Mercier. Arsenault. Mercier again. They play catch on the point. Loose puck out front. Nice chance. And Grimard again with that left pad as LaPointe was right there on the doorstep. You know, for a goaltender who hasn't seen a lot of pucks, you really got to dial in.
He is dialed in today when you see that flurry of saves he just came up with.
Here's Gaudette, reverse hit there on Arsenault. Dumoulin, he'll slide it across. There's a shot from the point. That hit Mercier out in front. And now Boilard off to the wing. Haché trying to turn the corner on Gauthier and can't. He gets funneled in to the end boards. Puck battle once again won by the Patriots. Out to center ice. Little turnover. Here's Gaudette. Sends it to the net. Rebound, a shot. Pat saved by Adam as he gave up a substantial rebound on that shot. Hit the 5-minute mark now of the second period. Remains 3-0 for Trois-Rivières. Rossier. Over for Peltier. Right down Main Street. In over the line now. Comes Moncton. Check up. Back to the point. Peltier's shot. That got diffused. Colette is in there. Trying to get away from Boutin. Slung around the boards and too hot to handle as Moncton, they were making a change to the D. And back there forward is Big Malte. Only played 6 games last season. Suffered a lower body injury. Nice bounce back season for him in AUS hockey. Plate to center ice. Carl-Anthony Massey. Can't hang on to it. Patriots. They come back the other way. Auger dumps that puck into the corner. Soucy first on it. He gets wallpapered. 2 big boys right there. Malte and Soucy. Back to the point. Palat. He'll go D to D. Cornway shot. That got blocked out in front. Soucy's right there. off to the side. Rossier has to do all he can to tie him up. Sent down into the corner now. Patriots again. We've seen this so many times here in this game. As they cycle that puck, the puck's loose in front. And Adam, he gets bumped again. This is Gauthier. He'll funnel it down into the corner. Back up top to Gauthier again. Over for Cornway. He moves his feet. Edouard Cornway. Fournette, he jumped onto the ice. A dangerous forward for the Patriots. Centered it. Cornway's got it again. Unbelievable zone time. And now finally the puck comes out to center ice. And Moncton, they're going to try desperately to make a change here. Well, boy, that takes a lot of starch out of you, Kevin, when you have to defend like that and move your feet in small spaces.
You know, we got to have a look at what's going on out there in the ice right now. You got Mika Sear comes down the middle of the ice, gains the zone for Moncton, and gives Moncton their first opportunity to have some kind of sustained pressure on UQTR. And Grimard just comes up with a flurry of 3 shots in a row, and he was able to get the pad out on 2 of them and the glove out on the 3rd.
And Moncton, they've only got 9 shots on net, 12:55 remaining in the second period. And Grimard, he's made a couple of big saves, but he has not been busy in this one. Here's Connor Fournette. He'll just float it up the center ice, glove down. Rondeau kicked at it, soccer style. Oh, they're going to say glove pass here. And play kind of bogged down a little bit here in this second period as you take a look at Dastu, and what a rookie season he's had. Played for Edmundston in the Maritime Junior Hockey League. And for a young man like this to play at this high level as if he's a duck taking the water is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and you can see at this level of play when a player like that comes in and he's able to impose himself in year one. That's quite an outstanding feat for any player coming into U Sport hockey.
It's definitely big boy hockey. And he's gained a real good chemistry with Mika Sear. Patriots now navigate through the neutral zone, game the O zone. Monroe Boucher, whoa, he got nailed big time by Mercier as he had ill intention and put his man almost in the 3rd row. In over the line, this is Monroe Boucher. His shot gets deflected. Sent down low. Mercier. He'll play it behind the net. Arsenault, that puck bounces out in front. A chance there for Trois-Rivières, and now pushing and shoving and fencing going on as it's getting a little nasty.
Well, it's not often you see a puck come off the glass and bounce over the goalie's shoulder. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that one right now where the puck comes off the glass. It's just an errant play. Puck comes off the glass, bounces out front, creates that goalmouth scramble. And Moncton's not going to let UQTR stay in that blue paint where UQTR has dominated so far through the first half of this game. They get in there and the rough stuff starts. And now we've got coincidental penalties. Or we got a penalty to Moncton on this one.
Also, only one goes off, and that's going to be Alexis Arsenault. Gentleman has a PhD in winning 2 Q titles, a Memorial Cup with Grand Noranda. So he's a big piece of this Moncton team, and he'll be off for 2 or less. Great opportunity, basically, to put this game away if you're the Patriots. Puck sent down. Here's Cornway. Pass goes astray. And now broken up and trying to move on in is Doucette. And he got stood up as that was Cornway that put the shoulder right into the chest of Doucette. In over the line, LaFrance. 1 against 3. He'll rim it hard around the boards. Moncton, they cut that play out. Was in there trying to dig for it. All kinds of bodies below that goal line. It comes out to LaFrance. He'll play it up top. There's a shot by Cornway. That got deflected. Fournette to this near side point. Cornway keeps it in the zone. Fournette now. Cornway, low man up top. LaFrance tried to slide it in there for Waugh, couldn't get him the puck. And again, they win another battle behind the net, or almost won another battle. And Pelche gets it and slings it down the ice with 49 seconds remaining in the penalty to Arsenault. Cournoyer weaves away from one man. That's Boss. There's Cournoyer, sends it down low. Aigles Bleus chop at it, can't get it out. Malte, he'll play it behind his net. De Rossier off the boards and out. Not a lot of time left on this power play. And there's Monroe Boucher. Over here. O'Shea, there's a pad save as Adam kicked out that right pad. Not out of the zone, though. Up top, Rafano Mitsutsoa. Doesn't have a lane. They go cross ice. Block in front. Dumoulin was right there. Couldn't put it on the mark. And now the penalty is over. Arsenault out of the penalty box. And Moncton, they dodge a bullet right there. And they remain down 3-0. But almost on every opportunity when this Patriots team is in the O zone, they look so dangerous.
Well, their game plan is get inside the blue line and put a puck at the net.
Played along the boards. Cloutier couldn't keep it in. Boilard, he goes rink wide. Haché couldn't find it in his skates. And now Moncton, they've got to tag up. Boutin. Here's Turcotte down the line there. Cloutier's right there. And Moncton back on the attack. Boilard off the right wing takes a shot. Oh, couldn't get it on net, and he couldn't because of the great defensive play by Fournette as he came back to disrupt that play. Boilard, pass too hot to handle. Rondeau, he'll reverse it. Baudouin, he has a goal in this game. Turnover, bad turnover. They give it to Cyr, and Cyr finds the net, and Grimard makes the save. Well, 3-0 for the Patriots. Great chance right here. They could have gone up 4-0. Remains 3-0 for the Pats.
Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
So it has been quite a year for Mika Cyr, and he's rewarded as the Men's Hockey Player of the Year in U Sports. But fans in Moncton are used to seeing him excel on the ice, and they've been doing it for years. 9 years, in fact. 4 years with the Wildcats of the Q and 5 years with the University of Moncton. But what's really impressive is his name is always on the score sheet, but rarely in the penalty section. Last year, he won the Most Sportsmanlike Player Award, and it was well-deserved because when you look at his 9 years of Moncton hockey, he has just 62 penalty minutes, or one penalty every 5 games.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, that's gentlemanly. Had a chance to talk to Coach Cormier, and he's so happy for Mika Cyr. He had some injuries when he came on the scene, and he stayed healthy this year, and a big contributor offensively, and teaching a guy like Dastu so much about what it means to be a U Sport player, as Grimard will cover that up.
Peter, you mentioned, the Moncton team passing that on from one player to the next. And that's the trademark of Canadian university hockey. The older players guide the younger players when they come in. Most of them have come through major junior at different points in time. And players come into the U Sport program thinking, hey, I've been a standout in major junior. Yeah. This is going to be a cakewalk. This is a real different brand of hockey. This is as close to the American League as a lot of these players are ever going to get. And a lot of them don't think that the caliber's that high because they don't watch much university hockey. They're too busy playing.
Yeah, this is a tough brand of hockey. It's an abrasive brand of hockey. And you got to give it respect. Big hit in the corner. Oh, big hit. Cornwallis stepped up on Jacob. Doucette threw a hit down below the goal line. Things getting a little spicy down there. Baudouin, he clears the zone. Patriots making a change here. Almost picked off. No, it is picked off in the neutral zone by Trois-Rivières. But Cornwallis, boy, he has been rock solid on that back end for the Patriots in this game.
Yeah, and what you've seen a lot as well is the Patriots are able to hold the blue line, turn the puck over into transition through the neutral zone. They're just not letting Moncton get any kind of depth or any kind of sustained opportunities in the zone once they do get across the blue line.
O'Shea with a shot. That got blocked. Turcotte was lurking in front, number 20 for Trois-Rivières. And once again, Patriots, a little bit of a cycle there. Late to center ice. Monroe Boucher, he got checked. And now Bosk moves in. Boutin, he disrupts that play. Monroe Boucher one-hands that one, comes to the point for Pelletier. His shot goes off Bastarache, and now streaking down this near side flank, Monroe Boucher, nobody to feed it to, so he'll filter it down into the corner. 6:14 remaining in the second. It remains 3-0 for the Pats. Pelletier, he got the puck momentarily taken away from him. Here's Drouin. He'll play it at the line. Over here for Pelletier, through traffic, right on the chest of Grimard. And now Denis Tonnerre above the circles. That's a shot go. That got deflected wide. This is a good sequence here for the Aigles Bleus. Big hit along the wall. And now 1v1 in over the line. Gravel, he's waiting for reinforcements. Good back check. Coming back there to disrupt the play was Drouin. Gravel into the slot. Oh, what a save by Adam. Olivier Adam coming up with a 10-beller there. Haché moving in, and now you see Moncton. They're coming alive. They know the situation here. 5:20 left in this period. They got to get something before the frame ends. And now Grimard, he'll freeze it. What a save by Adam.
What we're seeing right now is Moncton's realizing, hey, that clock's running down and we can't stop it. But what we can do is pick up the pace. And in the last 3 minutes of this period, it's been Moncton picking up the pace. And a lot of what's generated right now is a big credit to Adam in the back end. He's dialed in right now. He's not letting anything get by him. The only thing he can't do is score that first goal for Moncton. But he's made 5 really big saves in this period that could have let it go 4-0, and he didn't.
And, if it goes 4-0, I mean, that might be a hill too high to climb.
Well, with UQTR's goaltending and their defense, that's a real big hill and not a lot of rope to get up in.
Yes.
Even with the 6'5" Malte on the back end.
See Jeremy Lapointe. Had 11 goals, 11 assists during the regular season in AUS play. He's on this top line. Mika Cyr, he misses as he tried to throw a hit along the wall there. That's 2. Working away, surrounded by a couple of Patriots. There's a shot by Pelletier that went up high, blocker to side by Grimard. Rafano Mason-Soa trying to clear it. He takes a hit. Toner gets hit. He gets up again, though. The point behind the net in the Gretzky office. That's 2. He got canceled out. And now Fournette plays it neatly off to the flank for LaFrance, and he'll just chip it off the glass. Both teams making changes here now. Tonnerre gets taken down, And Baudouin, number 79 for Trois-Rivières, is going to go off. And he's in disagreement. And here's a glorious opportunity now, Kevin, for this Moncton team.
Let's look at this penalty, because it looks like there's a pretty good battle going on. And Baudouin just gets his stick around him. I don't know if there was any embellishment on there, but Baudouin did get the stick out, and he did slow the play down. But the one thing we got right now is a 3-0 game, and now you got Moncton on a power play. If Moncton is going to get themselves back into the game this next 2 minutes, and their effort is going to be crucial to their success moving forward and into the third period.
20% on the power play in the postseason heading into this game. 4 for 20 on the man advantage. Colette is out there. Doucette. Haché up front. There's DeRosier on that back end. Drouin is back there as well, number 27. There's Haché, wants to rev it up. Through neutral ice, onto the stick of Doucette. Doucette drops it back to Rosier. He'll slide it over, Drouin. Colette, he'll peel in the corner. Colette now. Down low, finds Haché, looking for that one-timer maybe. Here's Haché. His shot goes off the stick. Monroe Boucher tries to jump on that puck for the Patriots. And right there down the ice it goes as the Patriots get the clear. 1 minute remaining in the power play. Good job down low to disrupt that play. That is Waugh getting mean and physical and preventing Moncton from getting up the ice here.
Well, UQTR is so used to being able to shut teams down on the power play, but they also know once they get that puck down the ice, they can get in there and they can battle behind the net, they can battle in the corners and run time off the clock and stay in the offensive zone.
Boilard to the point now. Denny Tonnerre over here for Mika Sear. Time winding down, 25 seconds down, the man advantage. Tonnerre, Das 2, that hopped on him. Hacked at it, kept it in the zone, and a clear 200 feet down the other way for Three Rivers. And that's basically going to do it, as we're back to five-a-side hockey here. 2:30 now remaining in the second. Comes to Grimard. Looked like he tried to freeze it and then lost the handle on it. And it's sent down, and that's going to be an icing call against the Patriots. And there was a glorious opportunity there, and it went by the wayside.
You know, the Moncton team moved the puck around, really moved the puck around, but didn't get the sustained pressure they needed from shots and pucks through to the front of the net. We're taking a look at the Moncton bench, and they're looking at what just happened on that power play, because they know that there was an opportunity missed right there. They moved the puck real well. Trois-Rivières kept them to the outside, but no sustained pressure from shots coming from anywhere to the front and into the blue paint.
There's Peltier with another shot. Loose puck out in front. Bastarache was right there, and he missed. Peltier again. He'll slide it over. Malte behind the net. Bastarache tried to center it. A little bit of a board meeting in this near side corner. Baudouin chips it off the boards, and they almost went and had themselves a 2-on-1. Big hit along the wall. That was Massé again, and now Ludovic Soucy. Dumoulin on his backhand. Colette all over him. Colette lifted his stick, took the puck away. Jacob. He'll go cross ice. Peltier moves up on the play on the far side. Drops it back. There's a shot blocked out in front, as that was Cornwallis again. He's either doing it offensively or defensively. Number 49, Edward Cornwallis. Arsenal fanned on the pass. Monroe Boucher moves in, and he hammered that one just wide on the trapper's side of Adam. Cornwallis, D to D, and then a turnover, and now back the other way. Here's an opportunity, a shot off the post, as that was rung off the post by Doucette. What a chance right there for the Aigles Bleus. As David Doucette, not going to come much closer than that, are you?
No, and if you take a look what's happened after the power play, they realized, hey, if we get the puck in deep and we can cycle it, we can come away with it. And what they did was a great break. They broke the play up at the blue line, and he comes down the left side just a stride ahead of the defenseman, takes the shot, and the way Greenmeyer's playing, his goalpost was his best friend on that one, and a real helper for him. And then the puck comes back, and the second shot comes, and Greenmeyer's in perfect position. He's got a GPS tracker on that puck tonight because that kid is dialed in. We've seen some great goaltending at both ends, but what I've seen in the last minute of play there, Peter, was Moncton now knows they've got to get a little bit more desperation into their play.
Right.
And they're putting the pucks in deeper. They're winning battles down in the corners. And what they need to do is try and break that zero on the board.
And we've seen that in spurts here where they've got some, good zone time. They've been able to create some things, but compared to what the Patriots have done, almost every time they get in the offensive zone, they're on the bike. They've got the cycle going. They're making the Aigles Bleus defend. And as a coach, it is tough to defend. That's a lot of hard work, and you keep doing it over and over again, it's going to wear you down.
It's going to tire you out at some point in time, and the luxury right now that Trois-Rivières has is it's got a 3-0 lead, and it can roll all four lines and play really short shifts and really press on their forecheck. Right now, Moncton's got to shorten their bench and hope their offensive players can get them back into the game.
Moncton looking dangerous here, centered out in front. Now jumping on that puck is LaFrance. Play broken up. Pelche is there. And now here's Jeremy Lapointe. He tried to feather a pass there to Jeremy Dastou, and they couldn't hook up, and that will do it for 40 minutes of play. A 3-0 lead for the Patriots. And as you said, Moncton, they got to play desperate hockey in this third period if they want to continue their season.
And they're gaining a little confidence right now. We saw a little bit of that at the end of the period in the last 4 minutes. And the shot clock is not as tilted as it was coming into the second period. Moncton started to get their legs late there. And what they need to do in the third period is come out and get that first marker and try and gain some confidence off that as the period rolls through. What they can't allow right now is Trois-Rivières' offense to come in and dominate down low in their own zone. They've got to have quick zone exits. They've got to play hard on the puck, and they've got to really get into the blue paint in front of Greenmeyer if they're going to score a goal.
If there's a player on this Patriots team that's really impressed you so far, who would it be?
Well, it's kind of funny because we'll take a look at all the offensive players, but Gravel is a player that I've seen out there today going hard into the blue paint.
You're his agent.
He scored. He's out there. He's working. His line is the fourth line. It's not just a shutdown line. It's an energy line. And what they're doing is they're creating really positive stuff by getting the puck in deep, and they seldom leave the ice without making sure there's a face-off in the offensive zone for the number one line coming on.
We know you're a fan of Zach Gravel. We know that now. Okay, here's Max with a guest.
Vous pouvez m'entendre. Deuxième période un peu plus calme de votre côté, mais que dire des arrêts de votre gardien de but, Olivier Adam, là, qui vous a gardé dans le match en fin de la deuxième période?
Ouais, je pense que c'est important pour nous d'avoir une bonne deuxième période après la première. Puis effectivement, Olivier nous a aidé à rester dans le match en deuxième période.
On dit souvent que la pire avance hockey que tu peux avoir, c'est 3-0. C'est quoi le message sur le banc? On a vu beaucoup plus peut-être de vie de votre côté, des bonnes chances en fin de deuxième. C'est quoi le message sur le banc entre vous autres?
Rendu là, c'est tout donné. Au final, on n'a absolument plus rien à perdre. Puis c'est peut-être notre dernier match, donc c'est tout donné puis de ne pas avoir de regrets.
Est-ce que tu aimes la façon dont ton équipe a répliqué justement en deuxième, après peut-être une première plus difficile?
Oui, c'est sûr qu'on a mieux joué en deuxième qu'en première, mais au final, si on va avoir une chance, il va falloir se mettre à marquer des buts.
Jérémy, un énorme merci. Je te souhaite une excellente troisième période.
Merci.
C'était Jérémy Lapointe from the Aigles Bleus Moncton that said that his team played better in the second period, but it's still a 3-0 deficit. It's not easy. We'll take a quick break and back with the intermission here in Halifax. On va prendre une courte pause. Vous écoutez du sport sur tout.tv. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Across Canada, it starts the same way. A love for the game that unites us all. From hometown rinks to the world stage, we rise together. Every stride, every save, every dream, shared by every girl who's ever picked up a stick.
It's her shot, rebound in front, she scores!
Because when one rises, we all rise. Rise as one.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
It's not just about the victory. It's about the moments leading up to it. BioSteel, the fuel behind every victory.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Welcome back, everybody. UQTR in front, under control with a 3-0 lead over the Moncton Aigles Bleus as we get ready for third period action in just a bit. Connor Fournette having another great season for the Patriots, 29 points during the regular season. He's a 2-time second-team All-Canadian. Let's spend a couple of minutes with Mr. Fournette.
First started with figure skating when I was about 4 years old. Then I got into minor league hockey back in Gatineau, and from then I just progressed through the time playing hockey in my region. Then I went junior in Victoriaville in Quebec, and then I came in Trois-Rivières with the Patriots. I think I'm a 200-foot player with a bit of offensive touch. I'm responsible in every zone, but I like to score goals and make plays in the O-zone. But I think, if I had a word to describe myself, would be a responsible player. I think we're a tight-knit group. We have great chemistry in this room. We love being with each other every day, and I think it shows on ice and off ice, and that's probably the biggest part of our success this year. I think every time you get the chance to compete against the 7 best teams in Canada, it's an honor. We're proud to be here. We're honored to be here, and I've been here. It's my 3rd time here, and I didn't lift the cup yet. So I think it's a group objective, but it's also a personal objective to lift that cup at the end. It's hard. I think it's really hard. You gotta do a lot of sacrifice, put in the hard work. You gotta try to excel in school and on the ice. But at the end of the day, if you're disciplined, student athlete, you're going to have success in this league. I think, like I just said, if you're able to excel on ice and off ice, if you're able to have good grades in school and you're able to go to class, be present and excel there, I think it's going to show on the ice also. So just being able to juggle with both and having good results in both aspects, I think for me is a big part of it. Well, I think it represents success.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Borrow better with FIG.
There are those among us who never run away from problems. Instead, they run to them. When we never settle for the world that's been built, that's when we drive it forward towards something better. Better outcomes for clients and better futures for our communities. At Cushman & Wakefield, we believe better never settles.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
The Patriots, they're not home and cooled yet, but they're 20 minutes away from being home and cooled. They've got themselves a 3-0 lead over the University of Moncton Aigles Bleus. Let's show you the numbers after 2 periods of play from Halifax. And the numbers would indicate that the Patriots are looking pretty good, says Captain Obvious.
You know, what you saw in that period was a little bit different. Trois-Rivières knew that it was the middle period, playing with a 3-0 lead, want to keep the pucks in deep. And it ended up Moncton outshot them 12-9 in the second, but the offensive play was all from Trois-Rivières.
And things got really nasty in that second period.
Well, we talked about the blue paint being a critical area for both teams, and every time someone gets in there, the other team's taking offense in front of their goaltender. And there's been a lot of physical play down low in the corners, and that's the way Moncton can slow down the offense of Trois-Rivières. And one of the highlights we have to take a look at is goaltender Grimard here. This kid is dialed in today. It's like he's got a GPS for the puck. Even when the shot beat him, the rebound came out, he had to have those legs out. He's 6'3", and his legs are 5 feet of that 6'3". And Adams the same way down the far end of the ice. He's dialed in as well right now. He knows he can't score a goal to help his team, but if he doesn't give one up, hopefully his team can get down the other end of the ice and put a puck in behind Grimard for him.
I mean, Adam, he's made probably 4, 5, 10 bell saves that, have kept them in the contest. Okay, we're going to step out. We'll come back with third period action. We continue on with more of the University Cup here in Halifax.
Beginning a program at University is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
That's embarrassing. You know it's not embarrassing? Using FIG for a home improvement loan.
A quick, simple, and transparent offer in minutes. Or better with FIG.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back, everybody. Peter Ruckaser alongside Kevin Bixby, and there you see the score. UQTR with a somewhat commanding 3-0 lead here in the third. And Moncton, they got to get on their horse and get rolling here.
Yeah, and the interesting part of this, Peter, is we saw a team come in with a 3-0 lead just yesterday.
Yes.
And that game ended up 4-3 in a nail biter at the end. So the University Cup games here in sudden death are never over until that last 60 minutes is clicked off the clock.
So here we go. Moncton trying to extend their season. And we're underway. Third period action. Somebody's going to head to the U Cup semifinals here. And right now it looks like it's going to be Trois-Rivières, but that could change. A glove save right off the hop by Adam.
The third period is brought to you by Scotia Square.
Trois-Rivières has to come out in the third period, get pucks deep, and win the battles down low. That'll be their game plan in the third period. And what Moncton needs to do is quick transition out of the zone, gain the zone, gain Trois-Rivières zone, put pucks at the net, and hope to get some rebounds.
Off the scramble on the draw. This is Tontner off the glass. Burnett, two-time second-team All-Canadian. He'll one-hand that one around the boards. Here's Pelche trying to get to it. Can't get there in time. Again, mucking and grinding. Heavy lifting along the wall. Chipped ahead. Rondeau has to come back. He'll chop it out of the zone. Sent right back in. Fournette, who was out there. Got to watch for him. 29 points on the regular season. In that Queen's Cup victory against Windsor, he had a goal and an assist. So number 61, key offensive threat for the Patriots. A turnover. Haché try to slide it across. Dumoulin is right there. Whoa, he took an elbow right to the chops and no call. That was DeRosier. And Dumoulin is still down, and then DeRosier bowls over Dumoulin, and Dumoulin is a little ticked off. There's a sea of humanity over there. And that is Malte on the ice. I think is that Godet on top of him? Yes, it is.
Well, that was a pretty heavy hit along the boards, and Dumoulin went down, and then the puck came back to him. And the Moncton player came in to play the puck with Dumoulin down, and the UQTR players took offense to that. Malte came in and got tackled on the way to the brawl in the corner.
Here's what happened. Look at this flying forearm elbow by DeRosier right in the mug. And now he's down, and then next thing you know, DeRosier, there's the puck underneath, and DeRosier comes over.
He comes back,
yeah,
wants another look at it. Then in comes Malte, and you see him being taken down in the WWF move here. Now these players aren't going to do anything other than tussle, but they're going to make sure that they're all in there when they're in there.
Yeah. Will Dumoulin, he seems to be okay. And a little bit of a board meeting here amongst the officials to figure out who's going off. And speaking of Dumoulin, he's got an interesting story. I mean, he was born in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the reason why he was born in Albuquerque is because his dad, Mario, was playing in the ECHL. And here's the younger Dumoulin. And that is way high. Yeah. That's a forearm shiver if I ever saw one.
Not only was it a forearm shiver, he left his feet to deliver it. I think the referees are over talking to the bench right now, and they've called a penalty on Trois-Rivières. Or they're calling coincidentals right now, it looks like.
And Coach Marc-Étienne Hubert, he's having a stern talk with one of the officials at the Patriots bench. He's none too pleased.
Well, he's asking why wasn't the initial one called, and then just the coincidental on the rough stuff after. The officials have done a really good job, and right now they're not at the point where they're going to let this game move forward. They're going to clamp down on things right now.
A little bit of a huddle there. Fano Mitsansoa directing traffic, making sure everybody's in proper position, and Coach Cormier trying to find something.
Université de Québec.
Comes the Patriots to center ice. They dump the puck in. LaFrance tried to get there, but Tonnerre got there first. Tonnerre hops on that puck. He'll play it rink wide. Haché, or excuse me, that's Sear, Mika Sear. He's got it in the corner, tried to center it. He gets bowled over and knocked down. That was Rafano Mitsansoa that sent him to the ice. Pelche, Tonnerre. Fans on that shot. He's got it back again. Over here for Pelche. Pelche takes a shot from a sharp angle. Grammaire, he made the save. Didn't know where that puck went, though, afterwards. This is Lapointe. He takes it from low to high, sends it to the net. Pelche, little touch pass there for Jeremy Lapointe. He'll peel up top. 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 2 seconds. Pelche in there deep, and you're going to see these defensemen activate, I would think, a lot for Moncton.
Absolutely. There's a lot of open ice right now, and Moncton's been able to sustain the pressure in the UQTR zone through the first minute and 15 seconds of this power play of 4-on-4.
There's Cornwallis taking his time here patiently. You see barking out some instructions. Speed has to move the puck, and now he gets flushed out by Jacob. Out to center ice, east-west pass. Baudouin in over the line. Monroe Boucher, his shot goes wide. Real smart play there by Cornwallis. I mean, just take time off the clock, right?
Yeah, I was surprised the officials telling him to move it. Moncton's got a guy in there that he doesn't want to come in and go behind the net and flush him out. Why are you telling the guy he's got to move the puck up in that situation?
It's a glove save by Grimard, yeah.
Cormier was moving the puck side to side.
Okay, let's revisit the brackets. And there you see the 2 games that were played yesterday, 2 phenomenal games. So Windsor and St. Mary's in that semifinal number 1. And we got to figure some things out right now. Patriots in the driver's seat. And then later tonight, that should be an interesting game. Queens, they've been the giant killers in the postseason. And the UMB Reds, I mean, this is like brushing their teeth coming to this tournament. They've done it so many times. They know what to expect. And they have a high quality, high pedigree of players on the roster year in and year out.
You know, Queens finished their season at almost 500, and as you said, giant killers. Came in, bumped off number 3, bumped off number 1, and earned their opportunity to come here.
Should be an interesting matchup. Cross-ice feed. There's a shot by Waugh. Right on. No problems for Adam. Pelche had it on his tape momentarily. Taken away from him. Here's a chance for Turcotte. And he was eyeball to eyeball with Adam. And Adam said no on that sequence. Auger trying to keep his balance in the corner. And now it comes up Bastarache. He got sandwiched by a couple of Patriots. Back to 5-a-side hockey now. 15:58 remaining in the 3rd period. There's your boy, Zach Gravel, dumps that puck in. You're going to have the Zach Gravel fan club. You'll be the president.
Well, as much as we're going to see a lot of Mika Sirendas, you're going to see a lot of Gravel through these last 15 minutes.
Puck kept in. Boilard in there battling. 2-on-2 battle there. Puck comes loose. Nice move to get away from the forecheck. This is Cloutier. Stefano Mitsansoa. He'll just funnel it down in the corner. Arsenal around the boards. Boilard had it, lost it. Floated in deep. Off the end boards. Shot from a bad angle. They score! Off of a bit of a broken play, I would think, and Frenette. And boy, the Patriots, they're on their way, I think.
I think that's a dagger to the heart right now for Moncton. The play develops off a bounce behind the net, and the UQTR player just throws it across, and it gets him behind Adams' legs. He's a little too far up in the blue paint. Frenette just comes in the back door and taps that puck home. And that's a very, very difficult goal for Moncton at this point in time after the way they were playing and the way they came out to start the 3rd period.
So Connor Frenette, saw him in our intermission feature. Comes from a hockey pedigree. He had a brother that played here at UQTR. And looks like he and the Pats have punched their ticket to the semifinals. Here's Lapointe, surrounded by orange jerseys. Play broken up neatly. That was Rondeau, and then he put that over the glass. And let's see, do we have a call here? Don't think so. And see. That's the point right there. Good stick by Fournette. And oh yeah,
that went right over.
Right over. There wasn't off the stick.
No.
Rondeau being asked to wheel with it. Plays it down the flank. Baudouin just gets it deep, and right now for Trois-Rivières, they just have to play simple hockey. Chip it out, chip it in, and go home, have a pasta meal and a drink, go to bed, and get ready for the semifinals. Dumoulin trying to dance his man. Gadet from the corner. Dumoulin behind the net. Centers it in front and gobbled up by Jacob. Jacob, he'll play it deep inside his own zone. Pelche, diagonal pass to that far side. They can't hook up. And now all kinds of room here for Gauthier. He'll hit center ice, dump it in. He wants to head off on a hydration break. This is Waugh to the point on the far side. Auger funnels it down. Mercier along the boards. And now here's Carl-Anthony Massé. Dishes it off for Bosque. That eluded him. And this Moncton team, they seem a little deflated here, Kevin.
Yeah, there's not a lot of energy out there right now, and they've changed their game plan. They're trying to make long passes to guys in behind. UQTR defensemen are just standing back and taking any kind of play away through the neutral zone on them. And UQTR's strategy is simple. Let's eat minutes off the clock. Let's get to the blue line, put the puck in deep. If we can recuperate the puck, then we're going to pick it up and we're going to cycle it and try and run that clock down.
You know, I talked about UMB and how they're used to playing in this tournament. They know what to expect. The same thing could be said for the Patriots. They know what goes on at a national championship and how they have to conduct themselves. Okay, fans, U-Sport fans, want to hear about your viewing experience? Visit usportsfans.ca or click on the QR code on the screen to join our fan advisory panel. Tell us about your viewing experience of U-Sports. 12:36 remaining in the third. And just a reminder, we've got a game at 6 Eastern tonight. UMB, they'll take on the Giant Killers from Kingston, Queens. Puck sent in by Cornwallis. Oh, comes out in front. There's a chance. Susi up to the side, tries to stuff it in. As little misplay there by Malte. That puck bounced on him off the end boards. Boilard. It looked like he heard some footsteps coming there. Toner trying to settle the puck down. And he'll send it in deep. Kept in by Toner. There's his shot. Loose puck out in front. Shots on net now, 26-21 in favor of the Pats. Cornwallis. He's been just unbelievable on that back end, number 49. Unfortunately, he sends it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing. Here's that last save by Adam. And Adam, boy, what a great job he's done trying to keep this team in it.
He's done everything he can so far today, and you look at that late save of his, and then he gets back into position and cuts that opportunity off by getting his foot just inside the post. And he forces UQTR then to have to go around the net and not come back on the short side.
I mentioned that he had a .929 save percentage in postseason play heading into this one. .922 during the regular season, as he shared most of the duties this year with Nathan Darbo. Pelche over for Toner. He goes cross ice. The As-2 just pushed right off the puck, as that was LaFrance. Just shoved the youngster off that puck like it was nothing. And there's an example of what we talked about. This is big boy hockey here, U-Sports hockey. And right there, the As-2 got hit again. So you got to be ready for the physical contact in this hockey.
When you get to this level, you've got to be totally prepared, and that's what we're talking about. Mika Sear passing on his knowledge and mentoring the players that are coming up.
Outlet pass now. Here's Dumoulin. Got that elbow to the head from Mercier, but he seems to be okay. Here's Doucette. He'll bring it to center ice. Off to the wing. Collette on his backhand. He missed it. And now it comes out of the zone. One and done situation for Moncton. Arsenault have problems settling the puck down. And Adam hangs on to it. As I mentioned, at 6 p.m. Eastern on CBC Gem, we've got this matchup here. Queens, boy, what a story they've been. You know, they're a little offensively challenged, but they have found a way to win, and that's going to be a tough matchup against UNB, who have all kinds of experience in big games.
And you got Brett Gibson coaching that Queens team, and he was able, as you say, make them giant killers coming through. And Brett's played in this tournament and coached, so he knows what it's going to take for his team, and he'll make sure that his guys are prepared, knowing who they're playing, the UNB Reds, who are perennial attendees at the University Cup.
Here's Hache, and talking to Coach, I asked him what's the game plan. He goes, we got something in store. So they have thought about it for the last 4 days, and he seemed pretty confident they got a pretty good plan going against UNB. Time for us to step out here. 9:54 remaining in the third. It's all Patriots. Back to Halifax on the other side is Connor Fournette. He's got a goal in this game.
Beginning a program at university is an incredibly optimistic moment. Anything is possible. This is the time to enjoy learning, to enjoy figuring it all out, to learn things you never knew, and become someone you didn't think possible, beyond the expected, beyond your wildest dreams. Grow beyond.
So this year's University Cup Championship returns to the historic Scotiabank Centre for the first time since 2020, and it definitely qualifies as unfinished business because that tournament was cut short because of COVID. It was St. Mary's who won the last game in 2020, defeating Guelph before the tournament was officially canceled. Now, the Huskies last hosted a full tournament back in 2016. That tournament also set a U-Cup all-time attendance record with 43,513 fans. Fans in Halifax love their hockey.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yes, they do. You know, Atlantic Canada, when they get an event, wherever it is, maybe Moncton, maybe St. John's, Newfoundland, Halifax, they come out and they support. And no problems to find volunteers in those communities all over Atlantic Canada to support an event. And Halifax is one of the best at it.
You know, when you're a student athlete and you hear that your national championship in your sport is going to be in the Atlantic provinces, you smile.
Yes.
Because you know they'll be well attended, you'll be well treated, and the hospitality will be second to none in this country.
And lobster.
And lobster.
You know you're going to get a lobster meal out of it. There's Rafano Mitsansoa, the veteran defenseman. And so on the puck off the draw, and that goes airborne into the Patriots bench. And I'm sure you've been in this situation before with Concordia or other teams that you've coached. You're down 4-0. 9:24 remaining. It looks like it's insurmountable. How do you keep that bench going? What do you do?
Well, you're talking to the guys about getting that first one. You know, you want to chip through. You don't want to leave here not having put a marker up on the board. And that's the focus. And if you get the first one, then you start focusing, trying to get to the second one. But there's still 9 minutes and a lot of time to play here. And some of these players are playing in their last university hockey game. And you want to make sure those guys get out there and leave it all on the ice and have that opportunity.
There's a chance in the slot, as right down Main Street was Monroe Boucher, and he fanned on that attempt. Cornway backpedals in the neutral zone. He'll take it inside his own blue line, goes D to D. Gauthier, outlet pass for Dumoulin. All kinds of bodies in front of that penalty box. Collette now gets away from Gauthier. Collette circles the wagons, tries to wrap around. Puck is loose. Malte comes down deep. Here's DeRossier, a shot. All kinds of bodies in front of that Patriots net. This is a nice sequence here for the Aigles Bleus. Collette fanned on that pass. DeRossier, a shot. No problems there for Grimard. DeRossier, he gets a rough ride, as that is Cornway getting hostile and virile. Cornway glassing out. Malte billiards that puck off the boards. Tapped out again, and you get a whistle as the Aigles Bleus had some good looks right there, but nothing doing. And a couple of nice saves by Grimard.
Well, Grimard, as we said from the start of the game, he's been dialed in, but the Aigles Bleus got the puck in there, and they're showing signs that, hey, we're not giving up just yet. We're going to do everything we can and try and break that bubble. The last time these two teams played, it was a 5-1 win for UQTR. They don't want to see that happen again. They want to make sure they get that one goal and keep it below 5.
So face off in the neutral zone. Shots on net 30-23 for Trois-Rivières. Pilat, he'll just dump the puck in. There's Mercier. He goes rink wide. Play a little scrambly here now, as that clock winds down. Big hit along the boards there. Susi got stood up. Up top now. Sent down on the corner. Here's Ludovic Susi. Tried to funnel it back there for Cloutier. Oh, a little bit of a slash there from Arsenal, taking his frustration out on the Patriots player. Hache looking over his shoulder. He's looking for reinforcements. Nobody with him. And Hache sold that one as he kind of looked to the referee and said, hey, I'm being held up. And now Moncton will go to the power play.
If Moncton's going to make any kind of move forward, it's got to be right now, Peter, on this power play.
Yeah, they got to get something going here. As we take a look at the penalty. And
marginal interference. But nevertheless, that's interference.
Yes, it is, yeah.
This late in the game, it's a way of making sure that the game doesn't get too physical right now and let the players play.
Nicosia to take this draw now for the Aigles Bleus against Turcotte. Comes back here for Denis Tonnerre. Sear got closed down by Turcotte. Now here come the Patriots the other way. Rafano Mitsonsoa in over the line. Weighing his options. Slides it behind the net. Here's Doucette. He's being tracked down, and he'll play it for Denis Tonnerre. Tonnerre, east-west pass, and right now, Moncton, they just got to get this puck up the ice, get pucks on net. A point. Half wall for Nicosia. Tonnerre shuffles it off. Here's Tonnerre, wasn't in a sweet spot, couldn't send it to the net. There's a shot that got blocked. Waugh got a piece of that one. Nicosia up top for Tonnerre. Sear, left circle, plays it cross ice, too hot to handle. And now the Patriots, they'll break out of their own zone. This is Fournette. He'll just waste time here. Now he'll bring it in the O zone. Takes a shot. That's stopped by Adam. Big rebound, but Things are cleaned up here by the Aigles Bleus. And just not much going on here, Kevin.
No. Right now, the penalty kill at Trois-Rivières has been the dominant of the PKs out there today, and the Blue Eagles haven't been able to get anything going on their power play. And you look at the number of blocked shots that UQTR has, and that just shows a lot of pride and a lot of confidence. And what they're doing is sending a message to their goalie. They're out there in 4-0. They've got 5 minutes to go in the game, and guys are laying down in front of shots. That just says, hey, Remard, we got you.
And that always brings a smile to a face of a goaltender when you see defensemen, forwards blocking shots, going out of their way. And in this situation, up 4-0.
Well, I heard the St. Mary's players yesterday after the game, when asked about how they came back in that game, and, you know, after being off for so long, they said, hey, we're a family. We've been together all year. We pull for each other. We support each other. When you get to a national championship, that's what you're seeing out there on the ice from the Université Québec Trois-Rivières.
And they're 5-16 away from heading to the University Sport semifinals. Rossier got held up a little bit there by Cornwallis. And we're back to 5-a-side hockey. And that's going to be an icing call against the Patriots. So Sunday we'll have the gold medal game here in Halifax on the full CBC network. And things will get started Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And who knows, the Patriots could be there. You know, UMB will make a push to try to get to the final.
One day, one game at a time in this tournament.
Here's Bosk trying to get this Moncton team on the board. Can't hold it in the zone. Monroe Boucher's had a whale of an outing here, number 27. And that goes down the ice.
And
More icing call.
UQTR is happy right now to just eat minutes off the clock. You're seeing fast changes, guys getting the puck through the neutral zone where they can dump it in deep, then go to the bench. They don't want any kind of mishap right now in their game plan. They just want to get through the last 4 minutes of this game. And Moncton's doing everything they can to try and make long passes, get in behind, and right now you've got a wall on that UQTR blue line.
A masterclass from the Patriots on how to defend, how to get on the forecheck, create a cycle here this afternoon, Kevin. Massey, he'll dump it in. Bosk in there. And this Moncton team, nothing to feel, you know, disappointed about or sad about, for lack of a better word. 19-9-1-1 during the regular season, 40 points. Second in the AUS, got to an AUS final, and this program has really turned around the last, 5-6 years, well, at least until Coach Cormier came on the scene.
Well, when Coach Cormier came on, he started doing things a little bit differently. He said, here's our focus. We want to build a program with young players. We want our older players to mentor them, and we want to make those appearances at the national championship. And we want to keep building year after year. And he's got them right in that perfect cycle right now after 3 years.
I mean, there was a time where the Aigles Bleus, they were one of the top teams in this country, and they kind of fell on hard times, but now they're right back there. And it seems almost every year, at least the last 5 or 6, they've got a chance to win it all. So here's Sear. Tried to make a play rather.
You know, the one thing, Peter, with university programs, it's cyclical. You got guys coming through on a 4 or 5 year cycle.
Right.
And sometimes you have those lows before you have those highs. And right now, Moncton's found a way to get through that and maintain and add to keep propelling their programs forward. There's some programs that get to the top and then end up at the bottom and have to recycle and come back again through a long recruiting process. Then you got the others that seem to be able to bring in the right players to keep that momentum and keep the program at the top, as we see with perennial programs like UNB, like University of Alberta, University of Saskatchewan, and the UQTR Patriots.
I mean, that is tough to do. I mean, to have a stretch. I mean, you look back, I'm going way back now, University of Toronto. I mean, they had such a run. To keep that going for 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years is amazing. And here you've got UNB, Alberta, as you mentioned, and they've been able to do it year in and year out, give themselves a chance. I mean, that is some heavy lifting right there.
You know, you look at University of Alberta, they're not here this year, but they've had 44 appearances at the University Championships.
That's insane.
You've got UNB at 24. You've got UQTR, I think, at 23 right now.
2:16 remaining in this one. And the Patriots, they punched their ticket to the semifinal on Saturday. Puck out of the zone. Here's Auger. Just play it to the wing. And that game tonight between UNB and Queens, that's going to be very interesting. And it'll be interesting to see if Colton Kammerer, veteran defenseman for UNB, is going to be in the lineup. I talked to head coach Rob Henniger the other day. There's a shot from the point, got blocked. As now we got a whistle here. I talked to Rob Henniger and I said, is he going to be in? And he says, well, you know, we'll see. He skated today. And I kind of pressed him on it. Hey, he goes, it's just Wednesday, okay? Just we'll find out come Friday. So he's playing it close to the vest. But I get the sense that Colton Kammerer will be in, and he's a key member on that team. He's like E.F. Hutton. When he speaks in that dressing room, everybody listens. They need him on the blue line.
You know, you get here and you don't want to give up any corporate secrets.
Exactly.
But, you know, when you watch teams play all year long, you know who the key figures in each program is. You know who the dominant players are, and you also know who the standout leaders are. And the one thing about U Sport hockey, there's a tremendous amount of leaders in all our programs across the country.
Here's Sear as Moncton on a power play. That's a shot from, that was Boillard. He hit the outside of the post. Close, but no cigar on that one. And you got kids, well, I shouldn't say kids, they're men. They're 24, some cases 25. They've had a little life experience. They know what to expect, and they know how to lead. Cross-ice feed. Boillard there with a couple of whacks at it. He had a couple of good looks there. Under a minute now in this game. The point plays it to Tonnerre. Moncton would love to at least get a goal, as their season will come to an end here. Tonnerre gets it over. Skipped away on Doucette. Got to wonder about this ice, too. How choppy it is. Notice that the puck bouncing around quite a bit.
The last 6 or 7 minutes, it looked like a tennis ball out there rather than a puck, the way it's been bouncing.
Puck sent down the ice. And so the Patriots, they await to see who wins this matchup between UNB and Queens. That's who they're going to take on in the semifinals.
And here you'll have respect from both teams. Guys know what's on the line. Guys know it's some players' last games for Moncton. Remard's team's coming on to congratulate him. He's congratulating them. The Moncton players are looking at each other. They're happy with their run. They're not happy with the result today. But this is the end of a tremendous season for the Moncton Blue Eagles.
Yeah, they had a solid campaign, and the season comes to an end. A little bit of disappointment, but you know, in a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, they'll look back on it, gain some perspective, and yeah, we had a good season.
You know, I know the future's far away for a lot of these kids right now, but when they look back 10, 15 years and they come together to be celebrated as a team that went to the national championship, they're not going to remember the score. They're going to remember what they did all season long to bring their team here. They're going to know who they played against. They're going to know every guy on the other team, but they're going to be talking about all their experiences that they've had as a group, as a family, and as a band of brothers.
just saw Mika Sear as he gets into the line here. He's got pro potential. He could play pro anywhere, right? Or almost anywhere.
Mika Sear's one of those players, and he's also got that leadership capability. And if you're a pro program looking to bring in a university graduate who's a mature player who can fit into your program, he's your prototypical player. He's an offensive threat. He's a leader in the dressing room. He's an outstanding citizen, and that's what you want for your program and to develop your other players within your organization. So he's certainly one of those kids that'll have that opportunity to move forward. And there's a tremendous amount of kids that come out of U Sport with a university degree and then get to move on to play pro hockey somewhere and have that life experience that they've wanted since the first time they put on a pair of skates.
Now, talking about pro hockey, Caleb Pearson, who played for UPEI, he got a chance to play in the American Hockey League the other night and scored a goal, and he's had a phenomenal pro career. So, yeah, you play this style of hockey, you'll have a chance if you want to play pro hockey. There you see the bracket. And so UQTR, they will move on. They'll play either Queens or UMB. And, boy, St. Mary's with that. I'm considering a bit of an upset against Saskatchewan, number one. And Windsor, what they did to Mount Royal was just unbelievable.
It was phenomenal games yesterday and a great hockey game again today. And the one thing we need to mention, Peter, is the seeding for this tournament doesn't mean that if you're the 8th seed, you're the 8th lowest team in the tournament. It's just a way of setting up the brackets to create that opportunity to move the best teams into the national final.
And that St. Mary's team, they were loaded for bear last night. I mean, they hit everything that moved. I mean, that was a physical, a knock-em-out, sock-em-out type of a game.
And that's the kind of play that they know they need to have to propel them and move them forward. And they came out and executed their game plan perfectly yesterday against the number 1 seed, University of Saskatchewan, the Canadian Canada West championship team.
So the picture's getting a little clearer, but we still have some more work until we get to Sunday.
Yeah, we've got a great game coming up tonight.
Yes, that's going to be a good one. And there's Mika Sear, named the Nike Player of the Game for the Aigles Bleus. Had a real solid season once again. Stayed away from the injury bug that plagued him in the early portion of his career.
The Nike team player of the game from Université, Québec à Trois-Rivières, numéro 29, Grimard.
And Grimard, player of the game for the Patriots, and deservedly so. A shutout here against the real good Moncton team.
And there's a goalie that was dialed in today, and he brought his best game today. And what he knows he has to do through the rest of the tournament is play the same way.
27 saves on the afternoon for Grimard.
I don't know, Peter. I was kind of hoping for Gravel, but Grimard had the shutout today and had to be the guy.
Because you're getting a percentage. And the Patriots go off the ice here as they have the victory and they have a berth into the semifinals. And Grimard is just making his way over. And let's send it to Max as he'll talk to Mr. Grimard.
Les Patriotes qui gagnent ce match. William, vous êtes en ondes à tout.tv et CBC. Parle-nous un peu de ce match-là. Un jeu blanc de ton côté, mais ta défensive qui a joué vraiment bien devant toi.
Ouais, écoute, on est arrivé lundi ici à Halifax, puis on avait juste vraiment hâte de jouer. Puis on savait qu'est-ce qu'il fallait faire contre Moncton. On s'est bien préparé, puis c'est le résultat qu'on a obtenu.
Tu as parlé d'arriver lundi. Vous avez une semaine quand même incroyable de Windsor à Trois-Rivières, à Halifax. Comment est-ce que vous avez justement entamé cette semaine? Vous avez pris une journée de congé là, ici lorsqu'il y avait la période d'entraînement. C'était quoi le message de vos entraîneurs avec une semaine quand même assez mouvementée? Là?
Ah, c'était juste d'avoir le bon mindset quand on arrive vendredi contre Moncton, puis d'être prêt. Pour nous, notre groupe, on s'est préparé tout au long de la semaine, tant sur la glace, lors des pratiques hors glace, lors des temps libres. Puis on a hâte de jouer demain soir en demi-finale.
J'imagine que les bains glaces vont se laisser aller ce soir là, avec une petite pause. Est-ce que vous allez regarder le match pour savoir si ça va être qui votre adversaire demain soir? Là?
Ouais, on va regarder ça. Puis t'as raison pour les bains glaces, tu connais bien ça.
Merci beaucoup, William. Félicitations.
Yes, merci.
It was William Grimard, the goaltender for the Patriots, who said that his team was very ready for this game and played a great game, and they'll be back in action tonight, and there'll be a lot of ice baths for his team. I'll send it back to the guys up in the booth for CBC Sports.
Yes, if you got an ice company, you got to be down here.
Merci énormément, Maxime.
Scotiabank
Quel
Center.
travail. 3 entrevues.
Yeah, he was simply outstanding.
He was outstanding today. We didn't have as big a physical game as we saw in the 2 games yesterday, but the ice packs are something, as you said. If you've got a company, you've got a lot of people here that could use your product. I think we're going to give out ice bags with those mini sticks to the players of the game the way the tournament's rolling out.
So the Patriots, they defeat the Aigles Bleus 4-0. They're off to the semifinals. They'll play either Moncton or Queens. We will have that game for you at 6 Eastern tonight. So the final score, Pats 4, Aigles Bleus 0. Back later tonight with more action from the University Cup.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.